From your point of view, what are the main trends that you are observing in the Italian payment sector?
I believe we observe two trends that are coexisting. One is that in Italy you have already very large players in the payment space that historically got consolidated, but nowadays we observe that they undergo through even further consolidation, creating really huge players. But on the other hand, at the same time, you have new startups that appear on the market, and those trends coexist. Now, as far as OpenWay is concerned, we can offer something to the large and very large players, and similarly, we can offer something to the startups. For very large players, we have experience in migrating huge organizations in Europe successfully over the last 10 years, where we probably have the largest track record of such migrations compared to different vendors. And as far as startups is concerned, rather than developing things yourself, you can actually rely on help of a partner that has helped already startups achieve and continue achieving a growth exceeding 1,000% over 3 years.
For the large-scale projects, what are the most important factors to consider?
Well, obviously, there is a factor which is extremely important for large and small alike, which is choosing the right platform, ensuring that you don't just replace like for like, but you move it to a different level, which is that you consolidate your different infrastructure and you make sure that you simplify things and you don't make things more complicated than they already are. At the same time, you have to consider two more things. One of them is choosing the right program and project methodology from day one. Primarily, you have to decide really early in the cycle, am I going to involve an integrator, yes or no? And if you do involve an integrator, the best is to pick one that has already experience and track record in the payment space. As far as OpenWay, we can make this recommendation because we have experience working with integrator on huge projects, even for state-owned financial institutions. At the same time, it is extremely important to really think your data migration methodology, to think it through. Because you cannot afford a big bang if you are a large institution. You have to think the rollback strategy, you have to think parallel runs, all these small nitty-gritty things that will help you avoid the impact for your end customers.
Regarding payment revenues, what are the strategies to increase them?
Yeah, especially as the interchange is declining, indeed it is very important to find new revenue streams, particularly for the issuers. And there, in our view, what you could consider are actually, on the one hand, relying more on the data. And by data, I don't mean collecting things necessarily that are hard to collect on GDPR, but relying on things that are quite straightforward to collect, such as line item details data, level 3 data, and to help your merchant launch promotions. And in that way, you can make more of closed loops and semi-closed loop and become more independent of the large payment schemes so that you keep this interchange in a way for yourself. And on the other hand, you can also consider the new strategies, such as offering the consumer loans at the point of sale, because again, this can actually help you bypass the schemes while still working together with the retailers and help them increase their business.